Caitlin Clark's new estimated return date leaves Indiana Fever fans confused. Caitlin Clark's absence from the Indiana Fever lineup has become one of the biggest talking points in the WNBA. Sidelined since July 15 after suffering a groin injury in the final minute of a game against the Connecticut Sun, Clark has now missed more than half of the team's regular season. This latest setback marks her third soft tissue injury of the year. On July 24, the Fever addressed her status with a public statement. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with a priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available, the release explained. While Clark avoided any serious complications, the Fever's cautious approach has left fans eagerly awaiting a timeline. The franchise handled her previous injuries with similar care, emphasizing long-term health over a quick return. ESPN stirs discussion with return date estimate. Although the Fever have not offered a specific return date, ESPN has added a new wrinkle to the conversation. The network listed August 12 as Clark's estimated return, projecting she might suit up when the Fever play the Dallas Wings. That single detail set off a wave of speculation on social media. One user posted, "ESPN has Caitlin's return date listed as August 12, sharing a screenshot of the estimate." Another wrote, "They've got her listed as out until at least August 12. That's 7 more games until then. And 12 games to play after that date. As long as the Fever remain on pace to make the playoffs, I can't see her playing." It's important to note, this is only an estimate. Neither ESPN nor any other outlet has official information on when Clark will be cleared to play. The team's focus remains on her health and the risk of further injury, a prudent strategy given her significance to the franchise and the league. As of now, the Fever remain in the playoff hunt, and the return of their star guard would be a major boost. But until the team or Clark herself provides clarity, fans can only wait and speculate about when she'll be back on the court. The countdown was supposed to be over. Caitlin Clark, the generational talent who brought electricity to the Indiana Fever and helped ignite record-breaking viewership in women's basketball, was expected to return soon. At least, that's what fans thought. But when an estimated return date appeared on ESPN's website, only to be followed by silence from the team itself, the Fever faithful found themselves caught between hope and hesitation. And in that limbo, the confusion grew. Hourglass not done the date that wasn't really a date. It started subtly. No flashy headline, no dramatic press conference. Just a quiet edit on ESPN's injury list. Next to Caitlin Clark's name, it read, "Expected return, August 12." Suddenly, a flicker of excitement stirred. Fever fans, weary from watching their team stumble through games without their star playmaker, latched onto the date like a lighthouse in fog. Posts flooded social media, "She's coming back in 2 weeks," and "August 12, circle it now." The internet lit up with debates, fantasy league predictions, and cautious optimism. But then came the twist. The Indiana Fever organization released a brief update. Clark had undergone further evaluation. Her groin injury showed no new damage, but there was still no official timeline for return. Just like that, the hope built on a single ESPN update was thrown into question. Fans were left asking, where did that August 12th date even come from? Performing arts, the theater of uncertainty. In sports, uncertainty can be more punishing than defeat. At least with a loss, there's a score, a record, a reason. But with vague injury updates and conflicting reports, fans enter a psychological minefield. Every practice video is scrutinized, every warm-up is a source of speculation. And with Clark, it's not just any player we're talking about, it's the face of a movement. Her rookie season was already something out of a script. From breaking the NCAA scoring record at Iowa to drawing sellout crowds on the road in the WNBA, she became a phenomenon. For Indiana, she was more than a point guard, she was a revival. And when she started slowing down in mid-July with a right groin strain, fans braced for impact. But they didn't brace for silence. The Fever's updates were vague. Re-evaluation in a week. Then another. No firm answers. And yet, that mysterious August 12th return date floated in the background, like a ghost. Brain, the psychology of a fanbase. The confusion surrounding Clark's return is more than just about basketball. It's about expectation management. It's about trust. It's about the strange relationship between media, teams, and the fans who follow them. Indiana Fever fans, many of whom are newer to the WNBA scene thanks to Clark's arrival, are learning that not everything in pro sports is as precise as a countdown clock. Injuries heal on their own timelines. Public information is tightly controlled. And sometimes, even trusted outlets like ESPN are guessing, not reporting. To the fans, though, it feels like whiplash. One moment you're buying tickets for August 12th. The next, you're wondering if she'll be back at all this season. Cyclone, a team in transition. Meanwhile, the Fever are caught in the middle. Without Clark, their offense lacks rhythm. Their defense is inconsistent. They've hovered around .500 all season, tantalizingly close to playoff contention. But without their leader, every game feels like a question mark. Teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell have stepped up, but the chemistry that had begun to blossom with Clark at the helm has been disrupted. And as the games tick by, the urgency grows. In a league as tight as the WNBA, a few missed games can be the difference between a playoff run and packing it up early. Sparkles the myth of certainty. Here's the truth. Fans crave certainty because it gives us structure. We plan. We speculate. We hope. But sports, like life, rarely obey timelines. Caitlin Clark's injury, mild as it may be, needs to heal properly. Her long-term career, her legacy, depends on it. The Fever are understandably cautious. The problem is, we don't know yet, is rarely a satisfying answer to a fanbase in suspense. And so, the August 12th date lingers. Not as fact, but as fantasy. It's a projection that might come true, or might dissolve with the next medical report. Pen, the unwritten chapter. Whether Clark returns August 12th, August 20th, or even next season, one thing remains clear. Her story is far from over. This moment of confusion is just a chapter, a messy, uncertain, frustrating chapter, but one that will eventually make sense in retrospect. Maybe this pause is what she needs to return even stronger. Maybe the Fever will rally and find new chemistry in her absence. Or maybe the season will slip away, and fans will look back at July as the turning point. Whatever happens, the devotion remains. Fever fans aren't just cheering for wins. They're cheering for her. For what she represents. For the joy, the fire, the future she brings.